Well, hey there everyone. So today I'm going to be going through my makeup collection and showing you how I store things, everything I have, providing swatches, and all of that good stuff. But since I am a makeup lover, like most of you, I have a pretty big collection. So we're gonna split this up into two different parts. I guess three different parts because we're gonna do my collection in two parts and then single shadows as like a separate video. So if that sounds good to you, I hope that you keep on watching because today we're going to be doing like all color cosmetic stuff. So like blush, highlighter, bronzer, all of my different eye stuff. So if that sounds good to you and you wanna see what I have in my collection, then go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, so I'm gonna try to keep my camera as steady as possible, but this is my desk, so I keep my brushes over here, my most used lip products, I have a ring light over here, and then I normally have like a mirror right here. But this is my desk, like my beauty desk, and it's really cool. Sorry, I have a very creaky chair, by the way, but it's really cool because when you open it up, it's got a mirror, hello, and then it has all of my stuff in it. So we'll go category by category and I'll tell you like what's in each section and then I'll show it to you. And then underneath, I keep my knitting stuff down here, but I also keep my larger palettes right here. I'll go through those with you here in a second. And then I also have some drawers over here that we'll get to. But to start up here, so we've got these 9 compartments right here, like they're all the same size, and then one larger one. So down here, I have powder highlights, then I have like liquid and cream highlights, then we have liquid blushes back there with one random like loose highlight and then just a little palette that didn't fit anywhere else. Oops, that should be over here. And these are normally a little bit more organized, but like as I use it, it kind of turns into chaos. But over here, I have my powder blushes. Then I have powder, cream, and liquid bronzer, and a freckle pen. This one is all of like my like eyebrow stuff slash like mascaras and gels and all of that. And then randomly like one liquid liner is in here. Then these are all of my lip products that like aren't currently in rotation. These are my cream blushes, and then these are like single eyeshadows slash eye primers. And then over here I've got any custom palettes that I currently have, plus like my very few like actual palettes, eyeshadow palettes that I have. I have my liner palette from Suva Beauty. I've got like some lashes down there. I've got a few face palettes scattered around. And that's kind of everything I have. So we'll go category by category and I'll show you everything I have in each category. But I just kind of wanted to show you how I have it organized. So now for these drawers, this one is a mess. But these are all of my base products, so foundations, primers, concealers, and setting sprays, and again, we'll go through all of that. And then below is even more of a mess. This is kind of like miscellaneous. So if I have like backups, like I have a backup sponge right now, some lip balms I have in here, a lot of like my free samples are down here. I keep depressed glitters from ColourPop in a bag down here. These are my lip liners. These are eyeliners, and then just a bunch of like random stuff that doesn't really fit everywhere else. So here we are in overhead mode again. These are all of my powder highlights, and these all fit in that first compartment except for this one, which like is too chunky to fit. But I'll go ahead and swatch things for you along the way. So obviously you can see I've got a lot of highlights. A lot of these things are things that I've had for honestly like a long time. When I very first got into makeup, I've mentioned before, I like kind of went in on makeup. So yeah, also I hope you enjoy my spooky Halloween like kind of color Skittle manicure nails. So All right, let's go ahead and get swatching. So I have highlighters that kind of fall into two categories in my humble opinion. I have like some highlighters that are like a little bit like more natural, and then I have like blinding highlighters. And some of them like kind of fall in the middle. Like I would argue like the Laura Geller one could be either or. But so I have the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. I really love this. It's a little too deep for me, so it's something that I typically only wear in the summer. And I feel like everyone talks about this. It's like a really nice natural sheen, no sparkle whatsoever, but you can see it's a little dark for my skin tone. Then I have the e.l.f. Baked Highlighter, and I think a lot of people don't like these, but I really do. I think it's very similar, actually. It's like just a nice natural sheen, and it's a lighter base. So for me, it works better for most of the year, and I think it's pretty similar in like texture and everything to the Essence. I also have this NYX High Glass, and this is actually the finishing powder, but I use it as a highlighter. So again, it's just got like a really nice like kind of natural sheen, you know, pretty nice natural highlighter. I also have this Wet n Wild one, which I actually showed a long time ago in a haul video. And honestly, I don't love it as much as I thought I was going to. It's kind of like supposed to be, I think, kind of like a dupe for the Hourglass stuff. But it's not really. I mean, I've never tried Hourglass, but it doesn't seem like it is. But I like it. It's like shiny, but again, it's kind of got like a dark base for me. But overall, I'm not mad at it. And then last but not least, I have Becca Moonstone, and I love this one. You can see I actually have like a dip in this, which is insane for me. And this is, again, a pretty natural one. We'll swatch it right here. And it's just like a really nice color for me. I prefer like a warmer golden highlight, and so I use this one quite a bit. So on the other end of the spectrum, I have like my more like intense highlighters. So this is old. Remember, let me know if you remember Tati talking about these highlighters all the time. That's why I got it. It's in rose gold, and it's honestly too dark for me most of the year, but it is like a very blinding, pretty highlight. I also have another one from Maybelline. This is like their random ass collab they did with Puma a long time ago, but if you know me, you may know I love like a pink with a gold flip. So I use this as eyeshadow a lot. I never, ever, ever use it as highlighter. That's way the heck too dark, but it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. I also have this Ofra one, and like, obviously I don't support Ofra anymore, which is kind of a bummer because this is like one of my favorite highlighters. It's in the shade Star Island, and it's really nice because it's really light, but like super shiny. So I really like this one. So bummer about their owner, but definitely won't be supporting them anymore. I have Laura Geller. I think I remember Emily Noel recommending this, and that is why I got it. And again, it's like just a very blinding kind of highlighter. It's in like a pinky shade, like an icy pink. So it's not like a color I reach for a lot, but I do like the formula. So next I've got this Fenty Beauty, and this was a part of like the first duo with like one of the mini gloss bombs, and this is in the shade Hustle Baby. Again, way too dark for me, but I like to use it for like my inner corner or as just like an eyeshadow, and sometimes in the summer, depending on how tan I get, I can pull it off. This one is really new to me, and if you saw my Ulta and TJ Maxx haul video recently, you'll know I got this. So this is a Becca highlighter, R.I.P., and it is in the shade Vanilla Quartz. So here's that one. Again, like a really blinding one, kind of like with a white base and a like strong gold peachy flip. And then my last two are loose highlighters. So I have this one from Wet n Wild, which like the Wet n Wild loose highlighters are really pretty. I like them way more than the pressed ones. So there's that. I will say though, they're a mess, so you know. Pros and cons. I sometimes will use this on like my collarbone in the summer, so it's kind of fun for that. And then I got this one, the RMS Beauty one, in like a clean Beauty at Sephora pack, and this one's a little too dark for me, so I don't use it a whole lot, but still really pretty. I have found, though, honestly, I don't like get along with a lot of RMS products, so that's why it's kind of neglected too, because it's in a different drawer than everything else, but you can see that's way too dark. But yeah, so these are all of like my blinding powder highlights. All right, next category are cream highlighters. So I store all of these in that same container. And then this one you saw was in that very back one. And this I keep with my palettes because it's a little bit bigger. But I'm going to go ahead and swatch those because they also have cream highlighters in them. I'll only swatch the highlighters right now. But so this one is my favorite. And again, if you've seen some of my videos, you may know this. Look at that pan. Oh my God, I'm so excited. This is ColourPop Super Shock highlighter in Lunch Money, and I love this. I think it's just so pretty. It's natural. It's got a really nice sheen to it though. It matches my skin tone really well, and it is like not sparkly at all. It's only a sheen, and I just love it. I think it's so, so pretty. I also have the ColourPop Super Shock in Flexitarian. This one is way more intense, which is why I don't use it as much because I prefer a more natural look. But here's that. And you can see it's just very like, whoo, it is shiny. And it's kind of like a little bit more silver, but it's got like kind of a transparent base on it almost. It's a little more glittery. If I get up close, maybe you can see. Not too bad, but definitely intense. To me, this is similar to like the Diamond Bomb from Fenty, which I don't own, but I've swatched in store, and it kind of gives me a similar vibe. Okay, so other ones, let's start with other blinding ones. So this is from Makeup Revolution, and this is the liquid highlight in Starlight. I got this because Jessica Braun talked about how much she liked these, and I tend to agree with her recommendations, so I thought I would try it out. And I do like it. It's very strong. So here it is kind of swatched out a little bit. And you can see it's like, ooh, that is a highlighter. It's kind of got like a pink base to it. It's a little dark, but sheared out, it's not too bad. So I don't use this a ton just because it is like a very strong highlight, but it is pretty. And I don't tend to lean towards liquids as much as like creams, I've found out. But this one is from Rare Beauty, and I really like this. So this is in the shade Enchant, and here it is. It's kind of like the more subdued version of the Makeup Revolution one, a little bit more pinky, but I actually really like this highlight. I wear it quite a bit. It looks pretty natural on the skin. I wish that they had it in a better shade range though, because I don't love the color of this so much. Again, I like to lean towards like a warm, like white gold type of highlight. So this isn't my favorite shade, but I do like the finish on it. Another one that's kind of like a pinky highlighter is this one from Maybelline. It's the Master Strobe Highlighting Stick in Light. And it's again like a pinky one, and I actually really like this. It's pretty subtle. It does have a pretty strong pink base on it, but again, sheared out, it's not too bad, and I just like the subtle glow that it gives. You can see I've used quite a bit of it, so if that tells you anything, I do like it. Let's stick with sticks for now. So I've got this e.l.f. one. When this came out, I was really intrigued by it. It smells very strongly of watermelon, so depending on how you feel, you may or may not like that. It's one of those ones that's like glossy, you know? So it doesn't like dry down really. I don't find that it picks up foundation though, which is pretty nice for the most part. And it kind of has like a little bit of a pink to it. I'm not sure if you can really see that on camera, but it's like completely transparent with just like a gloss. I like it. I don't use it a ton just because it's kind of sticky. This one is from Sephora, and this is in the shade, Supernova. And I like this a lot. Like, I really like how this looks, but it is oily. So it picks up any foundation underneath it. So I wear this on days when I'm not wearing any foundation, but I do like it. And again, it doesn't really dry down. Next stick is this one from Flesh. And I love this. I use it a lot. It's kind of icy, but it's super sheer on the base. And I just think it has like a really nice glow. Again, no shimmer at all. It reminds me of Lunch Money, but like the stick version and kind of more white. But I really like this. You can't really tell, you know, with creams, but I actually use this a lot. So this is what's left of it. This was on sale, half off for the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty a while ago, and I really like it. I think it's something not a lot of people talk about, but totally good. And this is the shade Startle. So we've got a few more liquids. This one from e.l.f. I got as a recommendation from Hannah Louise Poston, and I really like this. I know she says it's kind of oily, and it definitely is. Like, I found that you need to shake it up before you use it. But I find that it doesn't really disturb my foundation, which is nice, and I love the color of it. And again, it's like one of those ones like where when you blend it out, it's just very natural. There's not a whole lot of like actual sparkle, and its base matches my skin super well. So really like that one. I also have this one from Milani, and this is in the shade Day Glow, and it looks like it would be too dark for me, but I actually find sheared out. It's a pretty good match, and it's, again, like a more golden highlight, which I love. So here's this one as kind of a thick swatch. And again, it's like shiny, but no shimmer in it. And again, sheared out, like here, I'll kind of give you an example. So if you just take a little bit and like shear it out, see how it like creates a really nice glow, but like the base, I'm trying to like show it. There's really not like a whole lot of base to it once you shear it out. So that one's really pretty. And I also actually really like this one, the Jelly Highlighter from e.l.f. It's, again, like kind of a strong highlight, but it's just really pretty. And I find that it dries down pretty well. And again, lots of nice like sheen, but not really any like distinct shimmer. So that's one I use a lot. It is a little bit like icy, you know, it kind of shines silver, but I find it really pretty. So those are all of like my single liquid and cream highlights. Then I also have these palettes. So I've got this one from RMS Beauty. And again, like I mentioned before, I don't get along with their products like super great. I just find they break up kind of easy. So that is like the cream highlighter from this little mini palette I got. It kind of shines pink. It's actually pretty similar to the e.l.f. stick. And it stays kind of glossy and like sticky, but it does look really nice. And I find out of a lot of these products, I tend to use this one the most. Like if you look, there's actually like a pretty good pan in there. So yeah, that's the cream highlighter from this. Next, Active, e.l.f. like Active palette. You'll never guess where I heard about this one. If you watch Hannah Louise Poston, you know she's a big fan of this, and so I got it. And I have to agree, I really love the highlighter. Super natural, not a whole lot of base, but a really pretty like neutral, not neutral, but like natural sheen to it. Then I've got like a little like, you know, like custom made Salt New York palette. So I got the second lightest highlighter shade. And I really like this one. It looks kind of deep, but then like when I shear it out, you can't really tell. And I think it's a really nice highlight. So I really love that one. And those are all of my cream highlighters. Next category is a small one. As I just said, with my highlighters, I definitely prefer creams over liquids. But these are my liquid blushes. So first we've got the Cheek Dew from ColourPop. Like everyone else, I have found that these split up. And so you kind of got to shake them up, which I did off camera, before you can use them again. And this is in the shade Hotline. I really like this color. It's very unique to my collection. And so I find I use it a lot for like cool toned blush looks. So there's that one. Next, I've got Milani Rose Romance. So here is this. It's like a little bit deeper and almost like a little warmer of a pink. So here's that one. So pretty similar. This one's definitely like a few shades darker though. This one is from Ilia, and I got this again in a like clean Sephora beauty kit. And this is a like multi-use thing, so you can use it on like the lips, the cheeks, and it's called Before Today, I believe. I find I don't use this one a lot. It's very moussey in texture and like pretty cool. It's kind of hard to pull off. So there's that. It also has like a very, very strong vanilla like cake batter scent to it. So there's that one. Not quite as glossy as the other two. I have one of the Flower Beauty like blush bombs, and this is in the shade Pinched. So this one, hard to show up on me sometimes because it's like pretty light. I really want to try the Glossier ones eventually, but I've never bought anything from Glossier, but I kind of have like 3 things I want to try. I want to try the concealer, the bronzer, and the blush, so eventually I'll try that. I've heard that these are a dupe though, which is why I initially picked it up. This one's pretty recent to me. It's NYX Sweet Cheeks, and this is in the shade Nude Tude. And I got this because of Kelly Gooch. So here's this one. You know, I didn't realize how close in color this actually is to the Ilia. It's like a little bit more neutral, less like cool pink, I would say. But same like depth for sure. So that's interesting. Did not know that. I've been really enjoying this. This is actually what I'm wearing today. And then last but not least, I have a little mini in Rare Beauty liquid blush, and this is the shade Bliss. I know everyone says these are like super crazy pigmented. I find that for this shade, because it's so light, I don't really have a problem with it. But there's that one. I do wish it wasn't matte. I just like a glossy look, you know, personally. But I am interested to try other ones. I tried the sample of the shade Joy in my like using a full face of free samples video, and I really liked that one. So I know she has like a different mini set this year with Joy in it, so I kind of want to get that. I asked for it for Christmas, so we'll see. But yes, these are my liquid blushes. All right, here's the next drawer of stuff. This is like my eye drawer, like what I call like my eyebrows and lashes drawer. So I'm not going to be swatching like a ton of this, and honestly some of these things need to go. But okay, let's just go ahead and start. We'll start with brows. Let's organize everything actually really quickly. Okay, so I actually pulled these 3. These are like minis. And I pulled these. I keep little mini mascaras that I have unopened with my brushes in like a little tiny drawer underneath. So these are ones that I'll eventually use like when it's time to switch out. I've got the Anastasia one, the Charlotte Tilbury, and another one of the Kosas, which like I'm not super excited about. This flakes crazy bad. I did hear though that from Jamie Page's video recently that they reformulated, so maybe I need to try it again. Honestly, I need to get rid of this one because it's old and I don't like the formula and I haven't used it in a long time, so this one's gotta go. The Too Faced one is unopened, so is the Tarte. This is crazy old. I should honestly get rid of this and this, especially because I've got the Milk Lash Primer that I got at TJ Maxx. I also have an unopened Milk mascara. I've had a mini of these before. I like it. It flakes, but with a lash primer, I find that it works really well, and I like how it looks. So obviously keeping that since it's unopened. I realized this was in here. This totally isn't supposed to be in here. In that full face of free samples video, I was like, oh my gosh, I know I have this. Where is it? Here it is in the wrong spot. So oops. I got this as a free gift with purchase from ColourPop. So it's unopened. I haven't tried it. I've heard bad things, so I'm kind of nervous, but I have it. This is the Essence one. This is open. I've been using it. it flakes on me, so I find I have to use it with the lash primer or it just doesn't last on me super well. But I found it works with pretty much any lash primer. And then this is what I've been using a lot recently, and I love this. I think it makes my lashes look so good. So those are all my mascaras. I have a few like miscellaneous things down here. So I have like this eye gloss from Milk. I've got like a lash glue, which I don't really wear lashes a lot, but you know, just in case. I have like two, oh no, I have one like mini eyeliner in here, just, you know, in case I need it. It's just like a little mini like black eyeliner from Too Faced. And then I have this one from JD Glow, which just doesn't fit with the rest of my eyeliners, so I keep it here. And it's really pretty. I have a picture of this on my Instagram so you can see it in action, but like it's almost like a duochrome type of one, and it's really pretty. So those are all of like my miscellaneous products. And then I have a bunch of brow stuff in here. So I've got 3 different brow pens, and I'll swatch them for you just in case like you're curious about brow pens. So this is the ABH one. It's in medium brown. I haven't used this one in a while, so the ink has definitely like built up on it. This is the one that I've been using the most. This is NYX, and this is in the shade Brunette. It's a little warm, but I find it has really fine strokes, and I really like it. So this is the one I use most often. And then I use this one the least from Milani. And actually, you know what? I have a ColourPop one, and I don't know where it's at, but it's somewhere in here, so we'll stumble across it eventually as we're going through. But there's the Milani one, and it's like the least like my brow hair, and it's a felt tip, which is why I don't use it as much. I've got 2 brow waxes. This one from ColourPop is like the tinted one, and I really like it. You can see I've hit pan on it, and I've been using it quite a bit. And then I have this one, which is unused, from Patrick Ta. I got this in one of like the Sephora Favorites kits. So here it is, but I have not used it at all yet. I'm waiting to completely run out of this first. I have a brow pomade from ABH. Obviously, you can see I don't use brow pomade that much, but this is in the shade medium brown as well. I just ran out of my brow pencil from ABH, like the Brow Wiz, and that also medium brown. That's my color. I've got a clear brow gel from Kosas that I got in like that try out the store box that I did a video on. I have this brow gel from Brow Food, which I like, but is kind of unwieldy because it's got so many fibers in it. It can kind of be a pain, and honestly, it's kind of drying out. I'll probably try to use it for a little bit longer, get a little more life out of it, but it's probably near the end. Oh, I actually have another brow pen. I forgot. I have this one, which you'll see is way the heck too warm for me. But this is like the first brow pen that I had, and so I really like it. And then on the other side, it's got a brow pencil, which is a little bit more accurate to my brow hair color. I've got another clear brow gel from ABH, a clear brow gel that I got like as a gift with purchase from Milk. And then I got this tinted brow gel from Milk at TJ Maxx, and it's actually a really nice color for me, and I really like it. So that's what I've been using a lot recently. And that is all. Oh, no, that's not true. I have one more brow gel. This is from e.l.f., and I should get a different shade. I want to try this and give it a better shot, but like that is way too warm for me. This is the Wow Brow Gel, and it's in the shade Brunette. I know that I got this at Ulta, and I was like, oh, I guess this is the best shade match for me. Then I realized Ulta didn't have all the shades, so there's a better shade match for me that I need to try eventually, but obviously I have other stuff to work through first. On to the bronzers. So in my bronzer drawer, I have all of my powder and cream bronzers because I don't have as many bronzers as other categories. I pretty much only use bronzer on my forehead at this point. I tried to do it on my cheeks before. I just didn't like how it looked. So let's start with powders. So I've got this one from Physicians Formula that I like way more than the butter bronzer. I think it's so much nicer. I don't know why people are so into the butter bronzer over this one. It's kind of like a little bit more sheeny, I think, than the butter bronzer, and it's like a nice, like very light color. A little orangey on me, but I like it nonetheless. I've got this one from ColourPop, Coconut Beach, which has gotten like that weird hard pan that a lot of like ColourPop powder stuff gets. I like the shade, but kind of weirds me out that it's got that like hard pan on it because I don't use it a whole lot. So there is that one. I have this one from Pure, which is like my fave, and of course I got because of Raw Beauty Christie. So it smells like chocolate, and I find it's a really nice color for me because it's really light and very neutral. So there is that one. I also find that this e.l.f. one, the like primer infused bronzer, is a very strong dupe. It obviously doesn't have like the chocolate smell, but I find that the shade and the finish of it is actually pretty close to the Pure one. Maybe a little bit more warm, but pretty close. I've got a little mini from Ipsy forever ago of the Balm Bronze, or Take Home the Bronze. I like this one because it's like a little tiny bit cooler than some of the other stuff I've got. And then I have two of NARS Laguna. I got this at TJ Maxx, and then I got this for free from Sephora for my birthday gift this year. So if you want a mini of NARS Laguna, let me know. I haven't used it at all, and I don't need it, so let me know. But I have this one, which I'll swatch. It's okay. I think the NARS Cheeks products are super overrated, but here it is right there. So those are all of my powder bronzers. So as I was pulling stuff out, I realized this guy like got like super messed up, which I'm kind of bummed about. I'll have to like just chop off the top and like try to find something else to store it in because this cracked, which kind of shows it's cheap packaging, but I'll still swatch it a little bit. This is the Milani cream bronzer that they came out with recently. I like it. It's very like sheeny. It doesn't dry down a whole lot, but I like the color, and I like it on like days when I'm not wearing foundation. This is my most recent one. I showed this off in my like Ulta and TJ Maxx haul. This is from Undone Beauty. It's way more yellow than a lot of my other bronzers, but I find it fades really naturally into my skin, and so I've been liking this so far. This I love. This is unfortunately no longer available though. It's the Pixie Multi Balm in Sheer Sculpt. And this is like my most contoury product I own, and I just love this. I got this because of, I believe, Samantha Ravindal, if I remember correctly. I also have been loving this. This is the Iconic London liquid bronzer, which is surprising because I normally don't like liquid products, but I just think that this is so nice. I got this in one of those Sephora Favorites kits, the same one with the Patrick Ta like brow gel or brow wax, and it looks intense right here, but I promise it shears out so wonderfully, and I love it. I think it looks wonderful. It stays well, and I'm a fan. I've got the Milk Makeup Bronzing Stick, which was recommended by everyone, but specifically Jessica Braun. I really like this one. It's a classic oldie but goodie, and it lasts for freaking ever, so totally recommend. I love the color of this. I also have the Tarte bronzer, which I got as like a sample in some kit or something, and I really like this one as well. It is so creamy, but like in the best way. It's just very emollient, and I really, really like this. Not a lot of people talk about the Tarte cream products, but I think they're fabulous. Then I've got the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, which I know Kelly Gooch isn't a fan of, but I actually like. I think it works pretty well. I'm actually wearing this today. So there's that. And then I just kind of have like a random freckle pen from ColourPop that I use. I naturally have freckles, but sometimes if like I'm wearing a little bit more of a full coverage foundation, I'll add some freckles on top to kind of like, you know, make it look like my natural skin a little bit more. And then look, I found this. It was in the wrong drawer. So this is the ColourPop brow pen. All right, next drawer are powder blushes, but I actually realized I forgot to swatch one of my bronzers. I have one in my Salt New York palette. This is like the lightest shade, and so There's that, just in case you were wondering what it looks like. It's a little orangey, but I find it's pretty close to like my skin tone, and so it's nice for like a very subtle dimension to my face. But okay, now on to powder blushes. So I just went ahead and kind of organized them by color family. So that way, if you're interested in color comparisons, you can kind of get them. This is one of the Milani Baked Blushes in Dolce Pink. I find this one, I'm going to do them on this side. I find this one's a little sparkly, but reminds me a whole lot of NARS Orgasm. And actually reminds me of this collab one from Sally Beauty. Of course, a Tati recommendation from back in the day. This one reminds me a whole lot of NARS Orgasm, but like honestly kind of like the better version, because I find NARS Orgasm is hard to pick up, like again all of the NARS bronzer and like powder products in my opinion. I have a Tarte blush. This is, I think, the shade Blissful. Let's double check. Peaceful. It's again just kind of like a shimmery like pink color. Got this on sale at Ulta for the 21 Days of Beauty a long time ago. I like it. I don't think it's as great as everyone says it is. So, you know, I mean, it's a blush and there's not a whole lot, you know, you can say about it. This is Becca Camellia, and I got this as like, you know, part of a little kit somewhere along the way. It's just like a very like bright pink kind of color with a kind of sheen to it. Let's go to like peaches next. Yes. So this, of course, is the famous Milani Luminoso, which I freaking love. I'm not sure if you can see, I actually have like a pretty good dent in this one because I use it quite a bit. I think it's just freaking gorgeous. It's so sheeny and just really pretty, really, really pretty. I've got one of these e.l.f. bite-sized duos, and I'll go ahead and swatch the highlighter too since I didn't do that before. I totally forgot. I think these are okay. This is an interesting shade. It's very unique to my collection, and you can see it's pretty powdery, but I mean, it's nice. I'm not mad at it. The highlighter's a little too dark for me most of the year, and like very like chunky, actual like glittery, not glittery, but like sparkly. So don't love that as much, but I most of the time end up using this as like an easy eyeshadow look. Next, I've got one of the ABH Trios from back in the day. This I also got at TJ Maxx. You can kind of see a trend. Most of my high-end makeup I get at TJ Maxx. Oh wow, look, those are very similar in color. Did not ever notice that. So this is of course a trio. Sorry, I'm trying not to blind you. I actually really like all three of these shades though from ABH. I think they're really, really pretty, and I really like this trio. I got this because of Brittany Makeup on Instagram. There was a time when she was using this a lot, and I just loved her blush looks. Getting more into like the pink stuff. This is like a little bit more of a neutral pink. This is one of Kathleen Light's collab shades with ColourPop. It's, I don't know what shade this is. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not available anymore. But there's that one. It's kind of nice and dusty. Honestly, it looks pretty similar to that ABH shade. Wow, who knew I had all of this like duplicate stuff? Honestly, these two look a little bit less similar than I thought. This one's definitely more orange from e.l.f. I've got the blush from Essence, which is like, I got it maybe about half a year ago, so kind of new to me. This is in the shade Befitting. It's really pretty. Best bang for your buck. It's like $3 and really pigmented, really pretty, got a nice sheen. This is one of the old ColourPop Disney princess ones, the shade Belle. I really like this one. It's just like a nice pretty pink with a kind of like nice sheen to it. I'm running out of room here. We've got the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush, which again, I really like. This is in an anonymous shade. I'm not sure what shade that's in. Okay, let's put it down here. Very nice, like pretty rosy tone. Actually pretty similar to the Essence tone, if I'm being honest. And then last but not least, I've got this kind of like crazy Too Faced one, which I used for like my more avant-garde looks. I also got this at TJ Maxx. I remember when these came out and like Andrea Mattiliano was talking about them a lot, But now, never hear anyone talk about these, with good reason. That is like insanely sparkly. And then this one's like a sheen, but neither is great. Honestly, they're probably expired, but whatever. So yeah, here are all of my powder blushes, plus a random highlighter. Woohoo! On to the next category. So these are all of my lip products that like aren't in rotation. So I've got liquid lipsticks, bullet types of lipstick things, and then a few lip glosses. So I will swatch these out, and we just kind of like need to accept that this is a long video. Also, I'm taking this off. So obviously I've got a few Jeffree Star lipsticks. I don't support him. When I very first got into makeup, he like had his first mystery boxes, like hence the random ass shades, which I bought one, but not a fan, but I keep them because I paid for them. But they're honestly getting kind of old, so we'll just do like really tiny swatches of the liquid lips. So this one's like a purple shade, which again, don't wear very often, but nice to have just in case. Then getting into the reds, I've got this like deep vampy red from Tarte. Really like the Tarte formula. I think it's pretty nice liquid lipstick. I've got like a nice cool tone red. So there's that, a little bit like deeper of a red. And then I've got this like really bright liquid red from ColourPop. So you can see they're a little different. This one's much brighter. That one's like an actual like deep like Snow White kind of red to me. This is in the shade Creeper. The Tarte ones, I'll tell you the names of really quickly. The Vampy Red is in the shade Killin' It, and the bright red, or like the deeper red, not, you know, like the red is Cheerleader. So next, another Jeffree Star one, unfortunately. So this is like a bright like pink shade, like a corally pink. Then I've got one of those lip stains from ColourPop. This is the Fresh Kiss lip stain. And honestly, I should have another one of these in a red shade. I'm not sure where that's at, but whatever. This, much more pink in person than I thought it was going to be from the promo pictures. And this is the shade Ice Pop. Getting into like some like purpley pinks. I've got like a little trial one I got from the ColourPop Hello Kitty. I got this because my order was super late and they gave it to me as an apology. So it's pretty purple, you can see, but an interesting color nonetheless. Then I've got this one. Oh my god, look what just happened. Okay, well, so I guess I won't swatch this. I'll have to try to figure that out later. This was like an Ipsy exclusive liquid lip from Ofra, so I've got that. I've got a few of these actually. Some of them are like floating around in different purses. These are like the chocolate ones from L'Oreal. They smell amazing. I really like this color. I think this is Candyman. Yes, this is Candyman. And it is just a nice formula. I like it. I've got a few ColourPop ones. These are like mixes of like the matte and the blotted lip. So this one's a matte. And this is in the shade Sunday, so it's just like a nice pink color. This is like kind of my go-to color for a lipstick type of thing. I've got one of the blotted lips. This is in the shade Zuma, although I'm not sure why I'm telling you these because I'm pretty sure these aren't available anymore, which is like such a bummer. But there's the blotted lip color. Super pretty, nice everyday shade, and I loved this formula a lot. I've got a Kylie one, and I actually have another Kylie one, which again is like in a purse somewhere. This is in the shade Candy K, but I also have Cocoa K, again, somewhere in the abyss. I really like that shade. These smell very strongly of vanilla. I've got a Wet n Wild cat suit. This is the shade Nudist Peach, which I'm like confused because to me, I guess it's kind of a peach. But there's that. Another pretty good formula from the drugstore. Another ultra blotted lip. This one is in Scenic Route. And here is that. Very pretty shade. Next, another Tarte one. This is the shade Delish. And again, like this formula, nice color. I've got a few of these scattered in purses. I've got like a ton of different purses, so it's somewhere in the four winds. And then I've got another Jeffree Star, and this one's like a kind of like brownie color, which is unique for me. So those are my liquid lipsticks that I have just kind of like sitting in my drawer for now. So I'm feeling like Job from Arrested Development. I've made a huge mistake. Swatching all those liquid lipsticks. I scrubbed as hard as I could. We've got some staining, but whatever, the show must go on. So, bullet lipsticks. I've got this one from Pat McGrath. It's a matte trance, and this is in the shade Valletta. Honestly, not my favorite formula. It's very pigmented, but like, I don't know, it's just kind of flat, which like, you know, it's a matte, so not her fault, but not my favorite. Also, pain in the butt, because it doesn't fit like over here where I keep my in rotation lipsticks, so that kind of sucks. I've got this one from MAC, which if you saw my haul recently, you'll know is pretty new to me. It's one of those Powder Kiss lipsticks, and this is in the shade Sheer Outrage. I've got a ColourPop Lippy Stick, nice corally color, again, like peachy shade, and this is in the shade Slacker. I've got a few Just a Tints that aren't currently in rotation. This one I think is the peach one. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, here it is. Rise and Shine. Yes, this is like the peachy one. I've got this one, which is Z-Boys, another like kind of peachy shade. You can tell I've used this one a decent amount. So there's that one, a nice like neutral color. And then I've got these two like minis from an advent calendar I had of like NYX lip products a long time ago. So we've got kind of like this classic red. And then we've got this like really bright, like fiery orange, which is kind of a fun shade. So those are all of my bullet lipsticks that are not in rotation. Last but not least, I've just got a few lip glosses or like lip balm things. I got this as a free sample from Sephora. It's from Bare Minerals, and it's the shade Sincerity. It's pretty. It's just like one of those like glossy balm type of things. I haven't used it a whole lot yet, but so far so good. I've got a very small trial from Rare Beauty. This is like the liquid lip balm, and this is the shade, oh god, it's, oh no, I dropped it. Okay, give me a second. It's Gone to the Four Winds, aka mixed in with my yarn. So I'll find the shade name later and post it in the description box. This is another new one to me. This is the Buxom Lip Gloss in Shannon. Nice like pink with a silver shimmer running throughout. I've got this like liquid like lipstick, but like it's like very thick opaque gloss from Wet n Wild. This is the shade Peach Stole My Look. It's pretty peachy, but you can see it's very opaque, but it's more like a gloss, so I'm calling it a gloss. I'm not gonna swatch this. This is just a clear gloss from Milk that I got for free with an order, so I'm not gonna swatch it. Same with this one from Essence. Totally recommend though. It's a really good clear gloss. And those are all of my lip glosses that are not in rotation. Alright, so this is one of my most robust sections, cream blush. If you're new here, hello, I'm addicted to cream blush. So I actually have like a video idea where I want to go through these all and kind of go really in depth and do like face swatches and all of that with all of these. So we'll zoom through these. If you're interested in that video, let me know in the comments down below. But if you're not new here, you'll know I really love this e.l.f. cream blush palette. So we've got 4 colors. Oops, you can see me in the mirror. So here are all 4 swatched out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just really beautiful. Oops, I just realized you couldn't see the swatches. But really beautiful colors, very nice formula. Honestly, what I believe to be my most similar formula to this are the Tower 28 blushes. So I've got 2 of them. This is the shade Power Hour, what came in a set. I really love this. It's a really nice terracotta color. And then I have Magic Hour, also came in a set a while ago. Ooh, if I can get it open. And these are my favorite cream blushes, as is true with everyone else, it seems like. But they're just really pretty. Really love the shades of those. My next cream one is a Fenty Beauty one, which I, again, got in a set. This is, in the shade Summertime Wine. It's a really pretty, like, plummy shade, which is different than, like, other things I have, so I love it for that reason. And a nice formula. I really want that, like, the peach set that came out for Christmas. I've got these two from Milani. So this one is the, like, You're a Peach shade. So there's that one. I find that these are a little bit less like the Tower 28. Honestly, the Tower 28 are in between the e.l.f. and the Milani ones. And then I've got the shade Coral Crush. It's like a bright corally pink color. Both very bright shades from Milani, but really pretty. Like them a lot. I've got this little one from Kaja, like the bento box kind of thing. And I've got it in like the sweet sangria duo. These are really pretty. I really like these. They're pretty basic cream blush formula, but for the price, I think it's actually a pretty good deal. Next, we've got one of my faves right now, and it's the Tarte cream blush. This is in the shade Peach Sunset. Really, really pretty. Just a nice formula. I'm telling you, man, the Tarte cream products are really nice. And I got that in a set as well. I've got this Bare Minerals one that I got from TJ Maxx. It's like that like putty like type of formula. It's like when I push on it, you can maybe see like the dents of my finger. It's like a putty. And this is Pink Sky. So there's that. Again, kind of NARS Orgasm vibes. I've got one of the e.l.f. putty blushes. And this is in an unknown shade because e.l.f. doesn't label their shit. Super annoying. I don't love this as much as the bronzer, but here it is, swatched out. Next, I've got a ColourPop Super Shock blush. Don't love these as much as the highlighters. I just find that they're dry, but it's a unique shade to me, so it's kind of like a dusty mauvey pink. And this is in the shade Birthday Suit. On to the sticks. So I've got two of the ColourPop blush sticks, and I'm going to do these on the other side. This is in the shade More is More. I really like this one. It's like a pink with like a gold shift, which again, we've talked about. I cannot resist. I also think that this one is like kind of like a more pigmented version of the Milk. This is in the shade Perk, and I've used this blush a lot. That's a huge swatch because it's a really big stick. But yeah, you can kind of see they're kind of similar shades. This one's just like the more pigmented version. Perk also has kind of like a golden sheen to it. I also have the NARS blush stick in Orgasm. This is very dry and does not show up, very opaque, so don't love that, but I have it. Probably should get rid of it at some point, but whatever. I've got this one from Physicians Formula, again from Jessica Braun's recommendation. This is in the shade Soft Pink, just a really pretty soft pink. This is actually like the same exact shade as Bliss in the Rare Beauty formula. I've got an Ilia stick that came in another set. This is in the shade Dreamer. I really love this color. I think it's really, really pretty. It's like a nice terracotta. Wear that one a ton. And then last but not least, I've got this blush stick from the Limoncello collection, and this is in Picnic Time. So there is that. And then we'll go ahead and swatch the cream palettes. So for the RMS, oh god, I'm like running out of space. I'll do it on my hand actually. So I've got a pink shade in there, a nice red shade, which I really like on the lips. This is like a multi-use palette, by the way. And then like a nice like nude color. So there are all three of those. They're nice, they just like don't dry down really, so that kind of sucks. e.l.f. Active. Technically, I think one of these is like a bronzer, so that's my bad for not swatching it earlier. But again, really like these, so there are all three of those. I find that they're the same formula as these, maybe a little bit glossier, but they dry down a little bit, so not very different for sure. And then the Salt New York, I've got 2 shades. The Salt New York blushes I found aren't my favorite. They're like really firm, you kind of gotta warm them up, but here they are. And honestly, they're in very similar shades to the e.l.f. Lip and Cheek thing. Can you tell what kind of blush shade I like though? Most of the time, a like peachy coral shade. So next category are like single eyeshadows and eyeshadow primers. So we'll start with the boring stuff. I've got the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre, the primer potion in Eden. This is what I use all of the time. It's my favorite. I've got a little mini sample of the original. And then I've got this e.l.f. primer. And then somewhere I have the NYX glitter glue. Not quite sure where that is. It looks like there are definitely some things that are MIA. I'm not sure where they're at, but hopefully we'll find them as we keep going through stuff. So I've got these 2 like powder type of single shadows, like loose powders. This one's pretty old from L'Oreal. It's a really pretty silver. I'll just go ahead and give a little swatch of it. It's very sparkly and it's just like a really pretty, you know, silver sparkle. So love that. I also have one of the loose pigments that Kathleen Lights did with ColourPop a really long time ago. I'm pretty sure this is the Taurus shade. Yeah, the Bowl. So it's just a loose pigment. I'll just swatch like what's in the lid so that way you can kind of see. It's really pretty, really sparkly. Don't use it a lot because it's a loose pigment, but I do have it. Love a good green. Let's do like our powder, not powder, but like cream potted shadows first. I have an update. I have this Burt's Bee one in the shade Honey Caramel that I talked about recently in my haul. I do not like this. It creases like a mofo on my eyeballs, so don't love that, which is such a shame because it's so pretty. Like, ugh, what a perfect single shadow look. But I am still kind of trying to like work with it, figure it out a little bit more. But yeah, so far, kind of a creasy mess. I've got one of the Essence ones, which was recommended by Amanda Z. And this is in the shade 2. Yes, 2. And I really like these. I think they're really nice and pretty, very sparkly. So there is that. And you can see for $3, that's like insane. I have one of the Beauty Bay ones that I got on sale. I was curious if this was like the shadows in their palettes. So here's that. Spoiler, it is very similar to the shadows in their palette. I wanted to depot it, but I don't think I can, so oh well. And then I've got a ton of ColourPop Super Shocks. So I've got the Ariel one from like a collab with Disney a very long time ago. It's honestly pretty dry, but it's like a really pretty color, so I keep it anyways. It's like a teal with a really strong gold shift, so love that. And then I've got the ColourPop 5th birthday one, which again tells you how old this is, but it's such a pretty one. It's totally dried out, but I don't even care again because it's just like a really pretty shade. Like, ugh, can you see that sparkle? It's like a peach with like a pink sparkle in it. Really pretty. Let's get these super tight, so that way they don't dry out any more than they have. I've got one of the Raw Beauty Christie collab ones. This is an Olympic, really pretty like one shadow look, you know, really sparkly. I don't have Ritz, but I'm wondering if this is like Ritz. It kind of seems like it is based on like things I've seen online about Ritz. I've got one of the OG ones. This is Ladybird, just a really pretty one. Very, very sparkly. I'll swatch it next so you can see the difference. So very sparkly, much lighter base than Olympic, but kind of the same concept. And then lastly, I've got my most recent one, which again, you might have seen in my haul, and this is the classic shade Sequin. So here is that shade. Really pretty, like bronze color. So those are all of like my like potted single shadows. Then I've got some single shadow sticks. So this is like one of my faves. It's the e.l.f. stick, and this is in the shade Perfect Pearl. A wonderful inner corner highlight shade, and just like a natural shade. I also use this as a highlight sometimes. Love it for that. It's gotten quite a bit of use. I've got a Milani one. This one is okay. It is a little bit more creasy, so I don't love it as much as the e.l.f. ones, but I just like trying the different formulas. And this is the shade Gilded, I want to say. I think it's Gilded. I've got another one of the e.l.f. ones from the Mint Melt collection, and this is in the shade Ice Cream. And it's like a really nice like cool tone one. This one's more dry than like the standard formula, but it's just like a nice taupe color, and I still really like it. I've got two of the ColourPop ones, which I've learned I don't love as much. Like, they're pretty dry. So this is from the Limoncello collection. It's just like a very strong yellow gold color. And this is the shade Cool Breeze. Then I've got the green metallic one, and this is in the shade Isla Vista, which is like such a pretty color, but just like kind of dry on my eyelids. But I still wear it sometimes because I love it. And then my last stick shadow is a NYX one. You might have seen this in one of my videos recently. This is the shade Cupcake. So those are all of my stick shadows. And then lastly, I've got a few liquid ones. This one from Pixi is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I don't know if they sell these anymore, but they're so pretty. And this is the shade Pixie Green. So you ready for this? You ready for this? Ah, so sparkly, so beautiful. And it really is like the Pixie Green shade. So there is that. Totally gorgeous. Then I've got two Stila ones left. This is from like the White Lies collection at Ulta. Got it at TJ Maxx. And it's a really pretty shade, like an iridescent color, like an iridescent purple with like a white base on it. And this is the shade Fuchsia Fiction. Then I've got one of the minis, and this is the shade Sunset Fire. These dry out super fast. Oh no! Speak of the devil. I gotta get rid of this. I'm not gonna use it because it's dry, and I don't use liquid shadows that much. I've got one of the shimmer ones from e.l.f. This is the shade, oh god, Moon. These are nice. They crease on me. I'm still trying to figure these out, but like super strong metallic shift, so I love that. I think they're pretty. I just need to figure this out a little bit more. And then last but not least, I have my favorite liquid shadow, which is from Sydney Grace. I got in their Christmas in July sale over the summer. And this is the shade Euphoria. And it's like a really pretty purple with a gold glitter in it. And it's just gorgeous. This is actually a pretty small part of my collection. If you know, I don't love eyeshadow palettes, so I don't have a ton of them. This isn't even an eyeshadow palette. This is from Suva. It's one of their like graphic liner palettes. I need to clean the top, ignore that. I really like this, like their formula. Pretty good water activated liner, and I love that I can make pretty much any color from this like set. This also is not an eyeshadow palette. I got this at TJ Maxx. It's from Becca. It's like a little travel palette of some of like their blushes, highlighters, and a bronzer. I use it as eyeshadows most of the time. Super pretty. I'm not going to swatch all of these, by the way, because that would take forever to swatch all of these eyeshadows. So, sorry. If you're interested, maybe I could do that in like a separate video. But I've got two Huda palettes. The Nude Light is amazing. Oh my gosh, it's so good. This shade Broke, R.I.P. I'm not going to spoil an upcoming video, but one of these shades is my favorite eyeshadow of all time. But I really love this palette. It actually inspired me to get the gold. I got it secondhand on Mercari. Don't love this one as much, which really disappoints me because I lusted after this for a long time before I bought it. but it's not as good. I'm not sure if that's because it's like secondhand, so it's old or what, but I have it. I also have 2 new eyeshadow palettes. If you saw my haul video, I've got the LA Girl 9-pan palette and Keep It Playful. And then I have the new Flower Beauty Desert Lights palette, really pretty. I've got this really old Too Faced like pineapple palette. I actually still really like this. It has a cream shade. I'll swatch this one for you because it's really pretty. It's like just a really, really pretty cream eyeshadow. So honestly, I keep it for like that mostly, but I do like the other shades in here. It's like a nice like everyday type of palette that is pretty compact, so I like that one. And then I've got 2 of the ColourPop quads. I am like fighting every urge in my body to get the ColourPop Cancer quad too, from like the same Zodiac set. This is from the original one, and this shade broke, which is so sad. I've tried to like repress it, like just kind of like without any alcohol or anything. It's not going great, but it makes me so sad because it's my favorite shade in this one, but you know, it's whatever. So I've got this one, and this is in the shade Cream Soda, and then I've got the Capricorn one, the Capricorn in Charge quad. Love these. If you haven't seen my other videos, I really like the quality of these. It's the best ColourPop quality in my opinion. Alright, I hope that you enjoyed kind of looking through my collection today. If you have any of the products that I mentioned in today's video, go ahead, comment them down below and let me know your thoughts about them. Or if there are any products that like you saw in my collection and you don't have but you're wondering a little bit more about, let me know and I'm happy to like give you more details about whatever. As well as like if you want to see anything like actually on my face and like a try on or anything like that, let me know. I'm happy to do whatever you guys want me to do for the videos on this channel. And I hope that until the next section of this video that you stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Bye!